We have learning outcomes for the orientation program based on the population that we're serving. And so for first-year students and transfer students, one of the outcomes is that they're in a full-time schedule. And so that's easy, right? We can count that. And then another is that they can tell us why they're in those classes. And so that's a little bit harder to gather information on. And so one of the things we've tried to ask in surveys before, and anybody who's sent out surveys knows your response rate is just not super helpful. Not what you would hope it would be. And you tend to either get the folks who really, really loved the experience, which is great, or the folks who had a really challenging experience because it didn't meet their expectations in some way, which is also really helpful. But you miss the majority of the people who things were okay for. And we want to make sure that we're proving that that is true. And so one of the things we're going to do this summer that we haven't done in the past is use the multi-checkpoint feature that we trialed it in January. It worked great for what we trialed it for, and now we want to extend that to ask students at the end of their advising session using that QR code just a quick question about kind of their satisfaction with the meeting. Like, do you have any further questions? We found that that's really helpful because that tells us did they actually answer the questions they thought they would? And then also to say, do you know why you're in each of your classes? Could you? And so that way we have that real-time data to then go back and say, here's what our students are saying. And if the answer is no, how do we fix it?